Good morning. Okay, we're going to try and do a bit of a science lesson now on classification like you've been doing with Sarah Jane. So I've gone around my garden, but you could go for a walk in the woods, around by your houses and collect as many leaves as you possibly can. Then with those leaves, we're going to try and classify them. So let me show you where I've started already. Oh, that's not going to work, I have to do it that way. Okay, hang on, let me see if you can see. Okay, so I have collected all of these leaves and I've put them into three groups. So I've put them into really big leaves, medium-sized leaves, and then into tiny leaves. Another thing we could do with classifying is we could think about, oh, there we are, could think about whether they're bumpy, jagged. So I'm going to move some of my leaves into, can you see that? Yeah, into bumpy. So this one is a particularly spiky leaf, but then we've got other leaves like this one, which if you look carefully at the ends, you see they're not smooth, they are quite bumpy and jagged. So we're going to put those all together. This one, bumpy and jagged, and then I'm going to smooth leaf pile as well. So I'm going to put all my smooth leaves into one pile. Smooth edges we're talking about here, and anything that's got a bit of a bumpy, a jagged or a spiky, oh the wind's blowing, spiky sides we're going to have in another pile. So that's another way that we could classify. Can you see that? Just about. Sorry, I'm doing this. This is a bit awkward, isn't it? Let's have a think. Another thing we could do. We could also think about the colour of them. So we could do some really dark green leaves. Start classifying. So we've got really dark green. Where's my video gone? There it is. Dark green here. Got any other darker greens? I'm going to get rid of the brown for a moment because the brown doesn't really come into this. And then we've got some lighter green leaves. Here we go. And then we've got some very pale green leaves at the end here as well. Quite pale green leaves, that probably goes in there. That one's quite a pale one. And that one's a bit lighter. Oh, and this lovely leaf here, that's quite pale. Can you see those? You see, there we go. So we've got the dark leaves, the lighter ones, and the really pale green leaves. Okay, that's my first attempt at doing a video, so I'm sorry that that wasn't that easy to follow, but hopefully you get the idea and you can go into your garden, so you can go for walks, you can find as many leaves as you can and think about as many different ways to classify them as you can. And in the notes for this I'm also going to put a few other ways that you can classify different leaves. Okay, let me know how you get on. Bye!